Welcome back to Open Line as we continue our discussion on criminal justice reform and changing police department policies. We want you to be involved in this discussion with us, so give us a call with your comments and your questions and your concerns. The number is on the bottom of your screen, 615-737-PLUS. And we do have a few callers I want to make sure we're getting to with our guest, Alisha James. Let's get right back to Woody. Woody, you are live on Open Line. Go ahead.
Yes, Ms. James. People have been talking about defunding the police. I've even seen abolishing prisons, getting a whole new police force. But I think here in Nashville that with all the work and the rising crime rates in some areas, we need to give more money to the police. Yeah, but I suppose this is easier said than done. But I was wondering, is there any way to appropriate money to social service agencies targeted for certain areas of town where they're more needed without taking money from the police? That's kind of what I was interested in.
Great. Thank you for calling, Woody. We appreciate it. Yeah, any response, Alisha?
You know, I definitely, as I mentioned earlier, I think it's for our city leaders, specifically about Nashville, it's for our city leaders to look at the budget and figure out where the best allocation for funding exists. I think the caller is onto something where if you can look at funding for social services, especially for largely impacted or underserved communities, it would be really interesting if we took a concerted effort in order to infuse those areas with funding and resources, again, programming, technology, to see what those outcomes are going to be. Here's the thing, people want they want us to wave a magic wand and then we have, reduced prison population or good community and police relationship, but that takes time. And so in order for us, if we invest the dollars now into those areas, if we invest into technology, into our infrastructure, I think 10 years from now, we'll be looking back and saying that those funds were put to good use. Now, again, it depends on what you have going on in your particular city and your county government and the budget to be able to dictate where you put those funds and when is the time, what time is that, appropriate in order to do so. But one thing that we know is extremely costly and, sometimes can be counterproductive is the over-incarceration of those nonviolent offenders. I think if you look at the nonviolent population of individuals or those individuals who are sitting in jails on pretrial, perhaps there's something that can be done there where we reduce jail population, you have a bit of funding to come back. And our sheriff is really good about that, the reentry efforts and ensuring that we have robust reentry plans. So I think, if you look at that, instead of government being a siloed perspective, if we have a broad public safety, overarching public safety plan, we probably can get a lot more return on our investment.
All right, let's go to another caller. Amar, you are live on Open Line. Go ahead. Can you hear us?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi, go ahead. You're live on Open Line.
Yes, ma'am. This is Ammar Al-Jobi. Thanks for having me on it.
Yeah.
And thank you for being honest and open up for everybody. And thank you so much, ma'am. And all respect to you, protect and love. And we love everybody. Nashville, stay Nashville. We're never going to change. Doesn't matter what time it is. And we all love each other. We're not the enemy of each other. Bring a peace to the community. Love each other. Keep it as friends, But when it's time, you have to take an option. You need to protect Nashville. We all Tennesseans. Doesn't matter where we're from. And thank you for the comment for the on our prisoners and need to be more bro. And this right now, it's nobody think about it. She's right. That's how we need to focus on. Rebuild a new generation. And protect the country and protect everybody, every citizen of Tennessee and United States. We all brothers and sisters.
Thank you for calling, Amar. We appreciate it. Certainly calling on everyone to kind of come together, join together. That's a lot of what we've heard also from a lot of these protests and rallies. The same call for change, but as well as kind of bringing the community together and the importance of that.
Exactly. And I just love that re-emphasis, because it's going to take, it's not just government alone, it's not just law enforcement alone or citizens alone. It is a collaborative effort. It is people going to neighborhood watch meetings or neighborhood meetings at 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, having a voice, letting your voice be heard, holding our leadership accountable. Change is not convenient. Criminal justice reform is not convenient. Policing reform is not convenient, but it's necessary. This is our snapshot in time, our moment, I think, for a significant change. And we can't afford to miss the mark, socially or fiscally, really.
Let's go back to the phones here. We've got Alisha. You are live on Open Line. Go ahead.
Hi, so this is Alisha Atkins. To Alisha James, I just want to say that thanks for all that you do within the community. And I do believe with all that's going on in society today, that criminal justice reform is a major topic. And I just want to say thank you for all that you're doing. I follow you, and I'm one of your #1 fans.
Well, thank you for calling. Did you have any questions? You've got her here on the line. You can ask her whatever you want.
I guess I would just like to say, with all that's going on, where would you say that we would start now?
Where to start now? Okay, thank you, Alisha. I appreciate your call.
Really good question, and thank you, Alisha. I know Alisha. She's in a probation circle, a sharp leader in Nashville. We are blessed as a state to have her and her leadership in our state. Where do we start now? I think that we double down our efforts on criminal justice reform. That is where we're going to see, I think, in the most immediate terms, our best bang for our buck. In this state, we spend about $1 billion annually, over $1 billion annually in our prison system, a little less than $90 million on community supervision. And so absolutely, we have to maintain public safety. We have to maintain safe and secure prisons. I think the Tennessee Department of Correction does a wonderful job with that. But we have to ask ourselves, how much are we willing to infuse and really double down our efforts for the reentry process to be more streamlined and more equitable? If we have an equitable reentry process and program, then what will happen is those underserved communities, again, will receive the resources needed for them to be successful. So I think we start with CJ reform, and I think that we continue those efforts and really double down on that, and simultaneously look at our police agencies from top to bottom. And I know we're going to have an opportunity to do that here at MNPD with new leadership coming in. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see where we go from here.
All right, we're going to take another short break. We will be back with more Open Line right after this. Stay with us.